Russia is readying itself for a third day of fighting in what it's calling a Ukrainian invasion of its southwestern border. Moscow says Kiev forces sent up to 1,000 troops, 11 tanks, and over 20 armored vehicles into the Kursk Oblast region. The move came as a surprise to the Kremlin, who scrambled to deploy reservist troops to repel Kiev's advancement.
The regional headquarters worked throughout the night. More than 200 people were evacuated from the shelled areas by buses and private vehicles. With our assistance, several thousand people left the active combat zones using personal transport. They are all being provided with help.
On Wednesday, Russia said it had destroyed an oil refinery in the region, which supplies fuel to Ukrainian forces for weapons and vehicles. They further added that they successfully halted a deeper advance into Russian territory.
At present, we continue to destroy the enemy in the areas immediately adjacent to the Russian-Ukrainian border. The enemy's losses amounted to 315 people, including at least 100 killed and 215 wounded. 54 armored vehicles, including 7 tanks, were destroyed. The operation will end in defeat of the enemy and reaching the state border.
Russia's President Vladimir Putin held an emergency meeting with his cabinet to discuss a plan of action and initially declared a state of emergency in Kursk.
The Kiev regime has carried out another large-scale provocation, engaging in indiscriminate shelling with various types of weapons, including rockets, targeting civilian buildings, residential houses, and ambulances. I will have a discussion with the heads of the key departments of the Ministry of Defense, the General Staff, and the Federal Security Service, with a focus on the border activities and monitor it closely.
All right, good afternoon, everybody. Come on.
The U.S. seemed equally surprised at this escalation.
I can say this is that we are going to, obviously we've seen the reportings, obviously, so we're going to reach out to the Ukrainian military to learn more about their objectives. As far as the specifics on that, I would refer you to the Ukrainians to speak about their own military operations.
The attack came just 1 week after Ukraine received its first batch of U.S.-built F-16 fighter jets. Analysts remain puzzled over what the ultimate objectives could be behind this attack, though it has forced Russia to redeploy troops from the front line in eastern Ukraine. And escalations like this can only further fuel tensions in a war approaching its third anniversary. Malik Fuda, TRT World.